Hello 4B, this is your Tuesday maths video for today. The last few lessons we have been thinking about addition and subtraction. You yesterday had some addition and subtraction word problems to have a go at solving, and today I thought we'd kind of link together our work on both addition and subtraction and have a think about using them as the inverse of each other. My inspiration from this has obviously, as before, come from our Fluent in 5 that we've been doing at school. So I've got a question on my board here that I've taken from our Fluent in 5 that we would have been doing if we were in school. And the question reads, something take away 3,192 equals 6,792. Now, we need to use the inverse to help us to find out what this box, this number, ought to be on the other side. So we're going to need to use the inverse of subtraction, which is addition, and we're going to need to take the two numbers that we've got here and add them together to find out what should go in this box. The number that goes in this box should be bigger than this one, because this one is the smaller number that we're going to be, and then it'll be bigger than this one too, because when we take this number away from it, it's going to end up giving us the number at the start. That will become a bit clearer, I think, once we start doing it. Underneath, I've set out the question that I think we need to be having a go at today, and that is taking our 6,792 and adding it to our 3,192, which was what I was trying to say terribly earlier. So if we solve this question, we will find out what should go in the box over here. Now, this is a straightforward 4-digit addition question that we've been doing already. I know some people have found these tricky. The more we practice, the easier it will become. And if you have a particular issue, we can definitely deal with that once we get back to school, and I can help you individually. It's very hard to do on a screen like this. So I'm going to go through the addition and follow it with me so you can see what's happening. Even better, if you want to pause the video, write the question down and then start playing me again so we can do it together, or have a go yourself and then play to see if you got it right afterwards. So I'm going to add up our ones columns first. 2 add 2 is nice and straightforward and gives me a 4. 9 add 9 gives me 18, another double, which is nice. So I'm going to write in my 8. I'm going to carry my 10 under here in my hundreds column. Now I've got 7 add 1, which is 8, but I need to add this one down the bottom to give me 9. I'm going to cross that off to remind myself I've done it. And 6 add 3 gives me another 9. So the answer to my question ought to read 9,984 take away 3,192 should leave me with 6,792. We could check that by doing the whole question again and doing this subtraction to make sure. That might be something you want to do after we've done the work and you want to come back to the question, pause it and have a go. So the work we're going to do today is going to be quite straightforward in the sense that we are going to do a subtraction question and then we're going to check our answer using addition. So the worksheet you've got looks very similar to this. It's typed and not my terrible handwriting, but instead has questions that are doing either addition or subtraction on one side, asking you to check it with the opposite. So we're going to do a couple of practices just so you know exactly what you need to be doing. So I need to read the operation very carefully today that I'm being asked to do, because if I do the wrong operation, I'm going to get the wrong answer. So here I've got a subtraction question. I've got 5,962 subtract 3,771. Okay, so I'm now going to do that question and find out what the answer is. 2 take away 1 is 1. 6 take away 7, can't do it. I'm going to have to borrow. So I'm going to come over here and exchange. I'm going to cross out my 9 and write in an 8 and carry over my 1. I've now got the question 16 take away 7. So I'm going to hold 7 in my head. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which gives me in here, I'm now going to write in, 9, because that's what I counted to. Okay, 8 take away 7 gives me 1, and 5 take away 3 gives me 2. My answer here is 2,191. Now to check this, I'm going to take some of my numbers and put them into a different question over here. And this is the bit that can sometimes really confuse people. I'm now going to take this number and add them together. And if I get it right, it should give me this as my answer. So I'm going to write in rather terribly here whilst I try and hold this steady. 3,771 add 2,191. Okay, so now I'm doing an adding question. So I'm going to add 1 gives me 2. 7 add 9. Well, I'm going to hold 9 in my head and count on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm going to write in my 6 and carry my 1. 7 add 1 gives me 8. Add my 1 at the bottom gives me a 9. And then 3 add 2 gives me 5. If you look here, I've added together 3,771, 2,191, and it's given me 5,962, 5,962. Okay, it's not magic, it's maths, which was pretty good. Let's have a go at a different one, which starts with an addition question this time, rather than a subtraction question. So I'm going to add on this side, then I'm going to take my numbers and I'm going to subtract them. Everybody happy with that idea? I hope you are. So we've got start again, Mrs. Lickfold. We've got 4,423, add 1,645. 3 add 5 gives me 8. 2 add 4 gives me 6. 4 add 6 gives me 10. Put in my 0 and carry my 1. 4 add 1 gives me 5. Add the 1 at the bottom gives me 6. So I've now got the answer 6,068. So for me to work out whether I've got this correct, I'm now going to have to get my different answers here and pop them into the question over here. So I'm now going to take my 6,068 and I'm going to subtract 1,645 from it. It should give me this as its answer, 1,645. So I'm subtracting. Remember my operation that I'm doing over here. 8 take away 5 gives me 3. 6 take away 4 gives me 2. 0 take away 6, I can't do it. So I'm going to have to borrow from over here. This is going to become a 5 and this is going to become a 10. 10 take away 6 gives me 4. 5 take away 1 gives me 4. So if we look at the question, I took 6,068 from here, 1,645 from here, and I've ended up with 4,423, which was at the top here. So we're just going to have a go at doing one of the questions and checking it with the inverse today. Your sheet has questions that has 4-digit numbers on it, like we've been doing, but then it also moves on to 5-digit numbers. If you don't feel confident with 5-digit numbers, that's absolutely fine. Have a go with what you're happy with doing. I don't want to cause anyone any issues. So if you're not happy with what you're doing, please stop, try some numbers if you want to come up with your own numbers and actually you think 3 digits would be easier for you to do. Write some of your own questions. You're going to check them with the inverse anyway, so you'll be able to see if you've got them right. So that is kind of you having to do your own marking today almost on that if you end up writing your own questions. I look forward to seeing how you get on. If you find this really challenging, don't worry. We can deal with it in school. It's not a problem. Good luck, 4B. I'm sure you will be fabulous and I can't wait to see you tomorrow.